Hello.
And welcome back
to
Sick.
See you next Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
It is. And I won't lie to you, it feels like we haven't had a Tuesday in such a long time.
Ben, I was just about to say this is our first Tuesday in so long.
It really is our first Tuesday. Especially in this format.
Very true. Because we had guests.
Because we've had our guests and now we're back to just boring us.
Just the two standards you know and hate.
So here we are. You can click off now.
Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
But no, we've been busy little bees. We've been keeping ahead of things. A lot of stuff's been happening.
We graduated.
And Annabelle is en route to Australia with a few detours.
Couple of stopovers.
So after this episode, however, you'll be a Sydney girly for a bit.
I will be a Sydney-based potter, which is where the story all began.
It's full circle.
I'm going back to my See You Next Tuesday roots, and also my personal roots, actually.
Yes, just your roots in general.
I'm staying grounded.
Yeah. But we're here today a week late.
You know what?
So
good things
sorry.
come to those who wait, but also we
Amen.
profusely apologize.
We do, but this movie did come out last week, not this past week.
Yes.
But
we were just giving you the time to catch up.
Yeah. So everybody could go see it, and now we can talk about it.
A public service, you're
we're
welcome.
here to talk about Back to Black.
The Amy Winehouse musical biopic.
Yeah, I guess you could call it a musical biopic.
That is what Wikipedia calls it.
I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, it's not a musical, but
it's not. There was one point where I was worried it was going to be. I thought she was going to break into spontaneous song that wasn't in the context, but she didn't.
She did not. No, it is not a musical.
No.
It's
wish it were.
Strictly, yeah. I feel like it could be fun.
I'd love to see it.
For those who don't know, Amy Winehouse.
If you're unfamiliar with icon legend star Amy Winehouse,
she is an English musician.
Was an English musician.
Yes, she did pass away in 2011 due to drugs.
Yes, alcohol,
which is a drug. Don't do it.
So true. Stay clean.
Also, I read that her brother believed that bulimia played a role in her death.
I read that too. I remember a couple of years ago, I went on a little deep dive into her Wikipedia page, and apparently it was the combination of like drinking a bottle of vodka every night on an empty stomach and like throwing up her food that did it.
And she did pass away. She was only 27 years old.
Which is crazy because we're nearly that.
And it's actually insane to me because it was only a decade ago about.
It feels very, very recent. Like, I very much remember her dying.
I won't lie to you, to me, it feels so much longer than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
It feels like it's been 20 years.
Well, you're an old soul.
I guess. I don't know.
Time moves fast.
Wait.
Time moves at different rates for us all.
You're right. No. But yeah, so Amy Winehouse is a musician who passed away. She was very influenced in sort of the jazz, soul, rhythm and blues,
R&B
music,
kind of vibe.
in sort of, I'd say, a modern way.
Definitely.
I think she sort of trailblazed the modernization of like jazz for like
sure.
the youths.
She brought it back.
Yeah,
a little bit anachronistic in her own words in this film.
She really, really, really trailblazed a lot of music.
Yes.
And if you don't know her, you probably know her songs like Rehab,
Valerie,
the cover of Valerie.
Sure.
And
the titular Back to Black. And if you don't know her versions, you probably know the Glee versions.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
And that's a fact.
that's we're gonna go with that one since we do have Gleek numero uno sitting in front of us.
Thank you. She's always in the room.
But this movie, I'll just do a real brief rundown.
Thank you so much.
It's not really necessary, I feel like, to deeply go into the plot of this movie.
Yes.
It's it's the life of Amy Winehouse. It really starts almost like quite literally right
just before she pops off.
She becomes quite successful. And it mostly focuses on her romantic relationship with Blake Fielder Civil.
Yes.
Who was in fact the man that introduced her to hard drugs.
Meth. Right off the bat.
And yep. Right off the bat, sort of brought her life into a spiral. But
yes.
It focuses mostly on that while sort of having that success and that rise and fall of her career. But it's mostly about the relationship with her and Blake and her...
And substances.
Addictions that she gets. This was directed by
everyone's favorite director and everyone's favorite groomer.
Sam Taylor Johnson. You may know her from either 50 Shades of Grey or grooming Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Her two biggest credits.
But yeah, she did do
women in film.
We need more of them, clearly.
And this is why I'm not a feminist.
Sam Taylor Johnson. All right. This woman makes just like bad movies.
She does.
Let's talk about it.
Wait, right off the bat, do you consider this one of them?
I was going to say, right off the bat, I'm on the fence. In terms of direction, yes.
Yeah.
I think what Sam Taylor Johnson brought to this movie probably is not good. But I think there are some good aspects of this movie.
Yeah. I am yet to Letterboxd review it because I don't know what I want to give it. I have my review written out. I just don't know what I want to rate it.
Are you between numbers?
I'm between, on Letterboxd, so out of 5, a 2.5 and a 3.
Okay, that's exactly what I was between.
Yeah. You went a 3, right?
I went for a 3.
I'm leaning towards a 3, but I need to do some more research.
Okay, so in terms of, we can talk about sort of what this film kind of got wrong.
I need to educate myself more because there's a lot of stuff, like one of my biggest notes throughout is just like, did this actually happen?
So I did do some digging into that.
I thought you would.
I'm here for
vibes, you're here for research. And vibes.
So this movie, from what I've researched, tend to get most things correct.
Okay. Like the big things, obviously, that were covered in media.
The big things, correct. There is like very few small things that they sort of changed for, I'm assuming, character development and to make the character relationships a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Some of which are, this film also very strongly focuses, and I personally think is the strongest part of this movie, is Amy Winehouse's relationship with her grandmother.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
It focuses very heavily on that and sort of how she inspires her.
Yes. Is she real?
She is real.
Love. I hoped.
The only thing, and her grandmother was a jazz singer when she was younger. So
I did not realize Amy Winehouse was a Nepo.
Yeah, literally.
Her and her dad.
But her dad, her nan.
Yeah, dynasty.
But like one of the small things that the movie portrayed that's not true is Amy Winehouse did not get the like beehive hairstyle from her grandmother.
Okay. Did she get like her style? Was she influenced stylistically at all?
So yes, her grandmother did pass down sort of that vintage look.
So that's not too much of a stretch. That was all
inspired by her grandmother, but the hairstyle was not.
Okay.
And then another thing is
fine.
When Blake and Amy first meet, he shows her the Shangri-Las.
That didn't happen?
That did not happen.
Okay.
He did, however, show her cocaine. So
and that did happen.
Yes.
Though she was hesitant at first. She was resistant.
She was very resistant.
And I was like, don't do it, babe.
Pull through.
I was rooting for her.
I didn't think she was going to.
I was shocked by the ending.
But no. So ultimately, this movie was quite accurate, especially in like the big things.
Okay.
Which is good. I'm glad that it sort of didn't do a disservice there.
Yes.
This was written by Matt Greenhay.
How's it spelled?
Greenhalgh. Greenhalgh?
Sure. Couldn't tell you. And how's Matt spelled?
That's an MATT for you.
Thank you so much.
Short for Matthew.
Thank you so much. I was going for Mateus.
He doesn't have a ton of credits to his name.
Yeah.
He did write an Imogen Poots movie, The Look of Love.
Is that good?
I don't love that movie. It's
Cool.
literally one of my least favorite Imogen Poots movies.
And that tracks because I didn't love the dialogue.
Yeah.
A lot of it, I wrote down bits of dialogue that I thoroughly disliked. That I was like, are they based on interviews? Because if not, why'd you put it in there?
Because actually, kid you not, I did walk out of the theater and the first thing that brought my rating down was I said, what was some of that dialogue?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. One of the things...
Could you give me some? Yeah.
I can. Well, one of the early things when she first meets Blakey was, I'm not a feminist, I like boys too much. I was like, was that...
I laughed out loud.
Because you loved it?
A part of me was like, wait, that line kills.
You were like, amen. But I was like, I need her to have said this because if someone wrote that on behalf of Amy Winehouse, drop dead.
No, that's very true. Who are we to say? I don't know, but why would...
Putting that sentiment into a character short, into the mouth of a real life person is like crazy. Even though she's like kind of kidding.
No,
I don't know.
agree.
It was just like, I was like, that's Sam Taylor Johnson written all over it.
I am looking it up and I don't see anything regarding like an interview in which she said that.
Yeah.
Hit me with another one.
Ladies don't sip, they gulp when she was drinking beer on stage.
Oh yeah, that was
bad.
That was hot.
That was sexy. Like bad, I mean I was down bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I do see an interview. I don't know if this is true, but
okay.
It's from 2014.
Okay.
With Shailene Woodley.
Okay.
In an interview with Time magazine. She was asked if she considers herself a feminist, and the 22-year-old Shailene Woodley said, "No, because I love men."
I need that to be true.
And then apparently instead of feminism, she said it's sisterhood, not feminism.
What?
Yeah.
But I love
she's
Shailene
22.
Woodley.
It was 2014. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it might be.
The word has a stigma. I get it.
Yeah.
Team Shailene.
But yeah. Do you have any other lines? They
were my two biggies, and then in general after that, I was just like, script was a bit rough.
It was really rough. Probably the weakest part of the film.
Agreed.
I'd argue.
Yeah, because there were some people really putting their all into this.
Yeah, I agree. Matt Greenhalgh also wrote Nowhere Boy.
Okay.
With Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yep.
Directed by Sam Taylor Johnson. Her first ever movie that she directed.
That's how they met, correct?
That is how they met when he was 18.
Yes. Yes.
And I won't lie, love Nowhere Boy.
Me too.
So
yeah.
He started off strong.
Downhill he went.
Went downhill.
Yeah.
This one, it's probably the weakest part of the movie.
I agree, for sure.
But
yeah.
No. In terms of performances, we've got the two main roles are the Marissa Abella playing Amy Winehouse.
Yes.
And Jack O'Connell playing Blake Fielder Civil.
Yeah, little Jackie.
He is my favorite actor of all time.
Full stop. Yeah.
Male actor, he is my favorite actor.
Yes. You've already mentioned your female.
I have. She's come up on the pod.
She
is
always
this the
comes
first time
up.
I've ever mentioned her ever?
Surely not.
I think it might be on the pod.
I think I've mentioned her before because I remember putting a graphic of her face.
Oh, really? Imogen Pitts. I was
Imogen
watching her
Pitts.
earlier today.
What was she doing?
Season 2 of Outer Range just came out.
Good for the team.
And so I have been watching that, and
Love.
she's phenomenal. But yeah, so we've got Marissa
Yes.
Abella, Jack O'Connell as Amy and Blake.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
I think she slaughtered.
I agree.
She was so good. And I've been hearing mixed things.
Yeah.
And I think it need people to grow up. She was so good.
Okay, so there's that whole... I know you're not on TikTok, so
No.
I'll give you some tea.
Catch me up.
So when the movie was in advertising before it was released,
Yes.
they released like an early snippet of a scene on TikTok.
Okay.
And the snippet was when she was recording I'm not sure if it was, I'm trying to even remember in the movie. It was either the demos or the vocals for Frank.
Okay.
And it's like the part where she goes that, and I'm not gonna meet your mother.
Okay.
That part.
Yeah.
That part really, TikTok grabbed that
Gotcha.
and ran to the dumpster and talked so much shit on it.
Yeah,
And
okay.
was like, Amy would be so disappointed. This
Jesus.
is horrible. And so I also was talking to a few people that I know that saw this movie after
Yes.
it was released.
Uh-huh.
And they were telling me that they thought that she didn't do Amy Winehouse well. And I put on Valerie, her cover of Valerie.
Yeah.
And they weren't even able to tell that it was the movie version.
No,
or
I
not.
think it's like, yeah, the fact that she did the singing as well is crazy. Because
Yeah.
she sounds so much like her. She did such a good job. She sounds really
Yep.
good. And she was phenomenal just as an actor.
Yeah, her acting was incredible.
Which is so hard because you could so easily become a caricature.
Yeah. Especially in that accent and in that sort of big role.
Yeah.
100% I agree. And I thought she absolutely killed it.
Me
She
too.
was
Slaughtered.
the best part of it.
Agreed. And I also love that she's done like a little bit. I'm not super familiar with her work, which I think really, really helped because if it was an actor I knew in the role, that would be so much harder. Just
Yeah, I
for an
wouldn't be able
audience
to
to see them
separate it.
transform. Yeah.
Yep.
So super happy.
I agree. I think this was perfect casting.
Me too.
I think she did do training for The Voice
Okay, Austin Butler.
to perfect it, and so I think it worked. Let's
Worked.
see if she continues to talk like that for a year now.
For the next 5 years.
No, but I also, first of all, I need to say this.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I texted this to you. Does she not
did.
look like Lights?
No, she does. She does. There was one point in the movie where I wrote down, I was like, now I see Lightsy.
It's like weird angles of her, and
was
it's
one
when
of the,
she's
like,
not speaking.
Yep. Yep. It was like one of the almost side profiles at one point. I can't remember where in the film. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
put up a little screen grab if I can find it. I'll do it side by side. But I
Yeah.
totally agree.
It was like there were moments where it would be like a whole scene and I'm just like, that is 100, like that's Lights. Like
Yeah.
this was so, I was like, well, if they're gonna make a Lights biopic, we might as well just
Bring her
hire
in.
her back.
She could do it.
If
I
she-
believe in her.
If she can do an American accent, let's bring her back.
I'm sure she can. I believe in her.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was American in Barbie in her like 2 lines that she had. So
Perfect. Get her on
Yeah.
screen right now.
absolutely. But no, I'm excited because I think that
She's going to pop off.
I'm hoping that she pops off from this.
I do too, because I'm worried, because she's so much better than this movie. I hope that this movie
Yes.
doesn't bring her down because her performance was so good.
And like the critics, I mean, despite the fact that this movie, it's getting mixed. It's not really
Okay.
being torn to shreds. It's being
Yeah.
torn to shreds by people who
Love Amy
think that
Winehouse.
they know Amy Winehouse better than Amy Winehouse
Which-
knows herself.
There are so many people who like hero worship Amy Winehouse and just like, I don't know, think that she's untouchable and all. I wish, like, she's incredibly talented. All of that, not denying that, taking away from that. But there are so many people who, like, love her to, like, almost a toxic degree and think that, like, they understand her more than anyone else.
Which are the people that are tearing this movie apart.
And they're also the people who were 10 years old when she died.
And they're the people who haven't even seen the movie.
No.
But I think the thing about that is also in terms of the performance, Amy Winehouse is genuinely one of the most talented people to have lived in this generation. And she has such a distinct voice, mannerisms, look, everything, that nobody would be able to do a perfect job.
Impossible.
But I think that this is the closest we would ever get.
Absolutely. So I don't know who was unhappy about this casting, because do a better job.
No, I'm ecstatic about it. I went in with no expectations. I didn't really know what to expect from her. From her, absolutely no expectations. For the movie in general, I can't lie, I was scared. I was too, actually.
Hearing who was at the helm, and also just like doing a movie on someone who died not too long ago, whose family's still alive. I know they didn't consult the family. I'm like, oop. It's just a lot of things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
And some of them did.
I agree. I think that it was interesting to like focus solely on her relationship with Blake.
Yeah.
When I feel like there was so much more of her life that could have been included.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a sense, to keep it succinct and easy to follow.
And it was that.
I agree.
Like, it was very easy to follow.
Yeah, they did a good job at making it sort of like a simple biopic with not too many moving parts. Because it could have been that. And a part of me is like, should it have included more, especially maybe the moments like leading up to her death and sort of the dip back into alcoholism?
Yep. And there was also, I like know a bit about Amy Winehouse. I don't know a ton. I'm not like a diehard who knows everything. But at one point where she goes to visit Blake in prison when he ends things, he's like, and like, I have it like the self-harm's gone down, and then they show like one shot of her legs or something, and I was like, that's the first time we're ever hearing about self-harm. It's the only time it's ever brought up. They gloss over a lot of things and just like chuck some random things in. As well, like the bulimia is dealt with in one scene at the very beginning of the film and like alluded to. So there's a lot of things they kind of gloss over.
That is something, you reminded me of something. The scene in prison where he ends things.
Yep.
Did not happen.
Okay, because this is actually, spoiler alert on what my Letterboxd review is going to be. I was like, maybe I need to get arrested because apparently prison is a wellness retreat, because he goes in there and he's like, I'm clean and I've learned that we're toxic codependent and I'm leaving you. I'm like, what happened in prison?
They end things about a year later than that.
That makes sense.
Unsure of whether or not it's in prison and stuff, but I know that it did not happen in like that moment that they show in the movie.
Yeah, that felt like way too like therapized and clean.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But again, it's sort of like easier to move the story along.
I got that.
I kind of didn't like how they left it showing her in a healthy place.
And then just things flashing on the screen being like,
she
didn't
died.
end well.
I'm like, it sort of is insulting a bit to what she actually struggled with and what she went through, because it's like she got clean and she's super healthy and that's it.
That's it.
Curtain closed. But that's not what happened.
We were right. We didn't know how it ended. Things did get better for her.
Yeah, they really did. It's like, because also I just from my also very limited knowledge of Amy Winehouse, in those last few years of her life, she had so much like publicity of like the I know she had like issues with like the paparazzi, and she had horrible
that they showed a little
and,
bit,
all this stuff. And I feel like, again, like you said, everything was just glossed over and sort of not even really mentioned, even though it was such a defining part of her life and career.
And totally agree. And I read like my mom's friends have gone to see it, and they were saying that like they wanted it to be more a celebration of her voice and her music, and they felt like it dealt too much with the abuse. But then also like all of the drug and alcohol abuse and everything, they also glossed over that. So I'm like, it feels like they glossed over both ends a bit.
I agree. Also, that's what I'm saying, is it's sort of a mixture of a celebration of her life while also showing the abuse that she lived with, which that actually begs the question, which one, if they had focused on one, which one
would it be?
Should they have done?
That's because it would feel, if they had chosen like celebration of her life and her music, it would be like the elephant in the room that no one's talking about if they didn't focus on how things ended.
And
at 27.
If they focused on the other side, it's sort of like
a Lifetime original movie about like don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, like it also would just really sort of diminish the fact that she really was quite one of the most talented musicians. So it's like,
it's a hard, this whole thing from like every perspective is a hard challenge to take on as a writer, as a director, as actors in it. So Sam Taylor Johnson, I'm like, why is she the one to do it?
It's bold, and
it's bold.
It's like you said, it's maybe too soon.
Yeah.
I personally believe that I think this movie just probably shouldn't have been made.
I agree. I fully agree. Yeah.
But here we are.
But it was.
It was, in fact, and
there was. Have you seen the movie that was made in 2015?
I have not.
Neither have I. I saw everyone in the Letterboxd reviews is how I know about it. Everyone was like, "Don't watch this. Watch Amy 2015." I don't know if that's a documentary or if that was some.
I'm gonna guess it's a documentary. No, yes. I have seen it. It is a documentary.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, they made another film in 2015.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that. It is a documentary.
Okay.
Which I hate when people say that. Watch that documentary instead. The thing is, I'm not going into
movies
a
are a
biopic.
different medium.
I was gonna say, I'm not going into this movie thinking it's like a literal telling of Amy Winehouse's life that never happened.
Exactly. If I want to watch a documentary, I'll watch a documentary. And if I want to watch a movie, I'll watch a movie.
That makes me so irritated when people say, "What's the documentary?"
Yeah, they're not comparable. Yeah, you watch the documentary if you love documentaries.
And just don't watch this movie then. I don't
watch movies.
Know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But I feel like this movie, or people that go into movies expecting them to be a literal telling of truth,
have never seen a movie before.
People that go into like a Marvel movie and say like, it's just unrealistic.
You're so right. Well, that was one of my grandma's critiques of La La Land, Jan. She was like, I just don't know why it was a movie about time travel. Because they flashed forward.
Because of the last 10 minutes.
Because of the last 10 minutes.
Shut up. That's actually so funny.
But
tell her to go watch About Time.
I will recommend it. I honestly agree with her take. So that's the exception.
That is actually so funny.
Icon.
This movie is not gonna be a genuine retelling of Amy Winehouse's life, which is why Annabelle sat here and you said that I wanted to know what's true and what's not, because we go into it expecting it to not be true.
Exactly. Because it's a movie. And I know that.
We're watching something on screen played by actors. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's not Amy Winehouse on screen. It's a portrayal. Everything's a portrayal with insane creative license. Because it's, like 2 hours?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours and 2 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
I loved Leslie Manville in this movie.
Yep.
She made me want to give her a big old hug.
Me too.
She is just got that face that is just, you know, that her character is going to be like the wholesome one always. I just love Leslie Manville.
And she was.
She really was.
I love her.
I always, whenever now, because oh my God, what am I saying? This movie I always think of her character in Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
So cute.
And how, adorable she was in that movie.
Yeah.
And so it's like every time I see Leslie Manville, I'm like,
there she is.
I love you.
I love her too. And I continue to love.
And that's why I was like, we've got some good ass people in this movie.
Yeah. And some good ass performances.
Yeah.
I didn't mention him before, but like Jack killed.
Jack killed.
Yeah.
I feel like coming from a place of bias,
Yes.
feel as though his performance was so good because it was like obviously the most toxic, awful human being
Absolutely,
that could have entered her life. But a part of me was like, oh.
No, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
When he
Like,
did fictionally introduce her to the Shangri-Las, I was like, what a little performer.
No,
what a
I
little
was like,
charismatic man.
He's got such, charisma. It's
he's so fun.
Yeah. So
And when he cheated on his girlfriend, I said, do it.
No, literally. I was like rooting, even though obviously we knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. But I'm like, I get it. I get why she got with him.
Yeah. And I think Jack did a really good job. But I will state from my own personal thoughts that I don't think Jack has ever given a bad performance. But that's just me.
In all of the performances I've seen of him, I agree. I obviously am not as intimately acquainted with his filmography as you, but from a non-biased perspective, I agree.
Check out my Jack O'Connell's films
Letterboxd
ranked list on Letterboxd.
in the description
I need
below.
to add this one. I actually haven't added it.
Put her in.
So I'll have to put
What do you
her
think it's
in.
going to fall?
That's such a good question because the issue is I have so many like highly rated films for him.
I was going to say surely towards the bottom.
Yeah.
Is it ranked by film or by his performance in the film?
It's by a mixture of both.
Okay.
Sort of mostly by film itself.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I don't think he's ever really given a horrible performance.
Gotcha.
So I mean, he only has 19 films.
Including this?
20 including this. And so based on how I'm looking at the list right now, and it is going to be the lowest I've rated a movie of his. I did give one movie a 2 out of 5 stars.
Okay, so this will be above.
The one above that is a 3. So
okay,
it could be like second to last if I really...
It could be number 19 if you, really wanted it
but
to
it
be.
also could be 12 because 12 through 18 are all 3 stars.
Okay, we'll see.
I'll have to think about that one. Put her in
For
there.
the finalized ranking, stay tuned. I will repeat, link in description below.
Yeah.
Stay updated.
But no. And then also in terms of performances, I loved Eddie Marsan's performance as her father.
Yes.
He did.
At first, I thought he was her grandpa.
I won't lie, so did I, because I feel like him and Leslie Manville, are they not around the same age?
They give the same age, so I just assumed Granny and Pappy.
They're not. Oh
Really?
my God. Leslie Manville is 68 years old.
How old's he?
Wait, he's young. I thought he was so much older than this.
How old is he?
He's only 55.
Really?
Yes.
My parents are older than him?
Yeah, that's what I was literally just going to say. My parents are also older than him.
Our parents are,
I
What?
would have said he's in his 60s.
That's crazy.
He's lived a life. He's done it all. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He was really good in this as well. He did a good job at being her, like, supporter. I don't know. He did being a father, like, doing the...
Well, kind of.
Well, in terms of performance, I think he did a good job.
Oh, performance. He definitely did.
At portraying his part. In terms of the person
Agreed.
himself...
Yeah. The question, there is one scene that I did find incredibly funny because it is quite truly just playing out the lyrics of Rehab.
Oh, wait.
When her brother tries to make her go to rehab and he said, and then she says, no. And then her dad says, she's fine. Daddy thinks she's fine. And I was like, that is so funny.
Yeah. That's the thing
Did lose my
about
mind.
this movie and the script. He really
Not
thought
subtle.
the thing is, I'm absolutely positive that they wrote that and said, this is so clever.
This is genius.
This is going to be the next.
We've brought
big
her
thing.
lyrics to life.
Yeah.
We can feel her sign of approval.
Yeah, I am scared that they said that when they.
I fear that they were proud of that. But as I was watching it, I said, no way.
Yeah.
It felt like a primary school retelling, like an assignment you get at school where you have to change something into a new medium.
Cast your friends as characters.
As characters and the lyrics to Rehab.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, you're so right. That's exactly what it was. But, and then somebody that I guess this person isn't very famous, but they're apparently what was I going to say? This person's not very famous.
Okay.
But they they're in a show that I've seen.
Okay.
And I was shocked to see them is Sam Buchanan, who played her manager, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Sherwood.
Okay. He's cute.
He is. I was shocked to see him because I've never seen the guy before, and
There you go.
he had
Good for
a
him.
big role in this.
He did.
which was shocking.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his credits right now, and he has quite literally nothing to his name.
Well, good for him for this.
So that's why I'm like, as we talked, is this a good thing to be in?
That's no.
If you've never.
Yeah, I'm like, what will this do for your career? Would you omit it from the resume?
I feel like no.
I feel like surely
Because-
not, because you got it on the big screen. It's not
And
your fault. It's
also-
the quality of your performance in it. That's all you can
And
control.
a casting director is not going to look at your resume the same way that somebody on TikTok
We are.
will.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like I'm praying that this makes Marissa Abella
Yeah.
do more.
Yeah.
Because I need to see it.
I need to see it too.
She is filming an upcoming spy thriller
Something with
by
the word
Steven
black in it, right?
Soderbergh. Yeah, Black Bag.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, with Kate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender.
Oh, I didn't click that far in. Good for her.
Yeah. So
Okay, cast.
this is going to be exciting.
I'm excited for her.
Hopefully this is the start of something big for Marissa.
You heard it here first. I feel like we discovered her.
We're looking at your career,
Right
Marissa.
now, under the microscope you go.
Yep. Should
We're
we watch
waiting.
every movie she's ever been in?
Next podcast.
We only have 3 left.
We're nearly there. Easy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she gets to do something.
Me too.
after
It's
this.
only fair because she put her all into this.
It is. She did.
AOC. Fully in.
And then, will this do anything for Sam Taylor Johnson?
No, hopefully not.
Will she continue to get the opportunity to direct big major movies like this?
Probably. I don't think it's going to do anything to hinder her career. I don't think it's going to do anything to skyrocket it further necessarily.
Can she get... I mean, I feel like she's mostly just famous for the controversies.
She is famous for the controversies, but I don't know. I think she'll keep plodding along.
She's had cancer twice.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
In 97, she had colon cancer.
That's a rough one.
And then 3 years later, she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Jesus. Well, I mean, I don't want that to befall her.
I know. I just don't want her to, like, make a movie again.
I don't want her to be successful, but I don't want her to perish.
I want her to get a divorce.
Me too. I want her to be single.
I think that's what the world needs.
I want her to find a man her own age.
She did originally. Her first husband.
Get him back.
Yeah, no, literally. Because I don't think it's okay for you to be over. I mean, okay. There
What
are
do we-
situations. I was gonna say.
Give me a take.
So she's 24 years older than him.
So she was 44 when they met, right?
She was.
Oh no, he was
legally
18.
Able,
So she was 42.
She was legally able to drink in America before he was born.
Yes.
And a part of me is because like we've got the Sarah Paulsons where like who's she dating?
Woman from 2.5 Men.
Yeah, who's like 900 years old. I'm sorry, woman
Old.
from 2.5 Men, but she's so old. And like, I don't know,
she is.
Sarah Paulson is at an age where I think that this is all okay. Like Sarah Paulson is,
Yeah.
but
She's got her
we've
runs on the board. She's been around.
Exactly.
Yeah. She's been around town.
Now, Aaron Taylor Johnson was
At 18?
So they met when they were 18 and they started dating. Oh, I'm so sorry. They started dating when they met on set. He was 18,
Cool.
she was 42.
Great.
In 2009. And they married 3 years later after that. And they have
That's so
2
weird.
kids together.
They do.
So-
They do indeed.
A 42-year-old dating an 18-year-old. What do they have in common to talk about? What do they talk about?
I have no idea. I think Karma told me this. Shout out. She was saying that like in some interview to defend it, he was like, I need everyone to stop like telling me to not be with her because I just grew up a lot more quickly working in the industry. So like I was already like so experienced by the time I was 18, and I was like, that doesn't feel good enough that you were aged up more quickly than you were supposed to. That doesn't feel like a good
No.
response to that. Be like, don't
I'm
worry,
also-
my childhood innocence was already taken away. Okay.
Man, other issue is what relationships did he have prior?
Yeah, like what
Like,
relationship
did
when he
he?
was like 16 did he did like teach him the world? I don't. Yeah,
like,
I feel like that robbed him
I-
of a lot of experiences.
I'm gonna Google, did Aaron Taylor Johnson date anyone before?
Yeah,
Because if this was his first relationship, that makes it like worse. Like he's never experienced
so much worse.
anything. Like
they're
of-
also
oh my
like,
God.
what do you know when you're 18 years old? Was it?
So, okay. First of all, they're telling me to pay for an ad. Or pay to log in.
Don't.
I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm looking at the photos of them when he was 18, and it's like it's his mother. Like she's old enough, like to be his mother easily.
And like, I don't mean to be mean. She's not that hot.
Yeah. What was the pool?
What? Like
She's so funny.
like if it was someone else, she must be hilarious. Like if it was someone else, I got it. But her?
It's just it's grooming
It is.
is what the real issue is, and I don't know why. The way that I Googled it, and Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor came up, there's a
Holland Taylor.
32-year age gap between those two.
Yes, but they started dating when Sarah Paulson was like what?
I was gonna say Sarah Paulson,
In her
like
30s or something?
currently, how old is Sarah Paulson? She's 49.
40s? Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
she's
nearly 50.
lived her life. She's probably
Yeah.
been in multiple relationships. She knows people. So it's like I just don't think. Oh wait, Holland Taylor, Sam Taylor. Are they related?
Oh my god. It runs in the family. Cradle snatchers, the lot of them.
That's so funny.
But part of me also, like, when I'm in my 40s, maybe I do want to be dating 18-year-olds, you know? So
I know.
it's
her
hard.
friends are probably like, you bad.
You did it.
Like the best.
You did
person.
it.
Because like
idea
he's
of
he's a beautiful man, and so for her to be like getting him at her age, they're probably like, damn girl, kill it,
Damn, girl. I'd be like, go off. Love.
groom him.
Groom him.
But I just think that any sort of defense on it is just proving like
I agree.
that it's inappropriate. It's just
Yeah. And the fact that, yeah, that automatically, just her being at the helm of anything, I'm like, ew.
Yeah, I see
50
her
Shades
name and
tracked
I
for
think,
her.
oh God. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
She's released 3 songs.
Sam Taylor Johnson is a musical recording artist. I need to know what they're called.
Je t'aime moi non plus is one of them. Love to Love You, Baby.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
And I'm in love with a German film star.
Oh my God.
They were in collaboration with the Pet Shop Boys.
What?
Oh, I found them on Spotify.
She collaborated with the Pet Shop Boys?
Yes.
What?
I'll send you the link. Don't worry.
Oh my God.
You can give her a little listen because I think the world needs to know.
I think I'll be saving them.
Taylor Johnson.
Watch her be on my Spotify Wrapped.
The way that it might show up in my Spotify.
I think it'll be there. Stay tuned.
She only has 3, but
Keep them coming.
I'm also just realizing now that she only has 4 films.
Nowhere Boy, the 50 Shades films in this?
Nowhere Boy, she only did 50 Shades of Grey.
Just the first one? Okay.
And A Million Little Pieces starring Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yup. What was
and
he in
also
this?
written by Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh.
I won't lie, kind of love that movie.
I haven't seen it.
You see his penis in it.
Oh, I'll be watching. Say no more.
A Million Little Pieces is good. It's not the best, but it's good.
Okay.
It also has Charlie Hunnam and Juliette Lewis and.
Oh, I passed his house today.
I love Charlie Hunnam's house. Saw his bicycle one time.
Oh.
The day after he was told that he went on the news or something like that and said that he got COVID from his cat or something like that, which I don't even think is possible.
Okay.
But I remember him coming out with that like the day after I saw his
so funny.
motorcycle.
Emily did tell me about the bike.
Yeah.
He lives near Miranda Cosgrove.
Yes, he does. They live right next to each other.
Right off Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah. Right off, right up.
Take a look. Address linked below.
Everybody go to their house right now.
Set yourself on fire on Miranda Cosgrove's lawn.
Yes. She would probably just talk about it in a podcast years later about how it didn't faze her.
Exactly. So, do that for her. Give her podcast fodder.
But no. I think that if anything this podcast is trying to do, it's to push Marissa Abella and pool Sam Taylor Johnson.
Exactly. We take one woman and give you another.
Yep. That's what I think we need to do here.
Agreed.
And everybody sign the petition in the description
Linked below. The description's packed today.
We got links and addresses out the walls.
Out the wazoo.
Sam Taylor Johnson's music.
Charlie Hunnam's address. Anything you could possibly want. Ben's letterbox.
Yes. Comment below what other links you'd
like in next week's episode. Comment what other links you'd like to see next Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, next Tuesday, it's gonna get kind of gay.
It's gonna be pretty gay.
It is.
It's get pretty homosexual. I can't wait. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, me too.
As I say, do you have any like final thoughts, any opinions, anything you need is like burning that you need to get off your chest?
Sorry, I just got I'm in love with the German film star. I swear I had like a ton of notes, but as always, I think most of them are irrelevant.
Yeah, I came in blind, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe her first drug was meth. Miley Cyrus. They were my 2 big notes.
Oh my god, yeah, the Miley Cyrus cameo.
The Miley Cyrus
crazy.
Cyndi Lauper cameos were crazy.
Do you think Miley Cyrus even knows?
That's what I'm like, imagine like she goes to see that film and she's like, oh.
And that's me.
That's me.
Because like she doesn't
Drive Away
probably own
Dolls
the
in
rights
this big
to
year for her.
those, So oh my god,
I doubt it.
I forgot about the Drive Away Dolls cameo.
I didn't until Emily told me today.
I remember when that happened and my jaw was on the floor.
On the floor, I had no idea. And I remember at first, I was like, is that Miley's? I was like, that extra looks a lot like Miley Cyrus.
That extra.
And then we saw her again. I said, that quite simply has to be Destiny Hope Cyrus.
It really is a big year for Miley.
Big year for Miley. Grammy, Drive Away Dolls, Back to Black.
I can't wait for her to get her Oscar for her supporting actress in Back to Black.
Back to Black. 2025. Here she comes.
We're going to campaign for it. Don't
Absolutely.
worry.
Another link below.
Yep. Link below for the campaign.
Thank you for signing. Thank you for supporting.
Let's get her that EGOT.
Let's do it.
Her Emmy for Hannah Montana.
Perfect.
Her Tony for Hannah Montana the Musical.
Done. Oscar for Back to Black.
Why has no... I mean, okay, High School Musical was on Broadway, wasn't it?
No. Never.
It was
Never,
just created as a musical?
Just created, I think, 4 high schools.
No Disney Channel
don't you know?
show or movie has been on Broadway?
Yeah, that's crazy. Because, like, Aladdin, all of that. Frozen.
Lion King.
Makes so much. Aladdin and Lion King's been on for eons.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
Aladdin's been on for a very long time,
The Lion
too.
King was my first Broadway musical as a child when I was
So
7.
it's been too long, is what we're saying.
So 45 years it's been on.
Yeah, crazy. Whoa.
Insane. So yeah, like
But-
where is Wizards of Waverly Place the musical?
I'm like, literally, some of them are like born to be on stage. Where is like...
Lemonade Mouth.
I was just gonna say Lemonade Mouth.
I can see your gears
Shut
turning.
up. I was also gonna say, where's like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
Oh my god, I'm working late because I'm a singer.
No,
Get her on.
literally. Or like Lizzie McGuire.
The movie.
The movie, the musical.
Yeah. We need Isabella on. We need to
That'd
give
be
Isabella a Tony.
sick as hell.
That would be so good.
Can somebody make a Disney Channel musical and put it on Broadway?
Ben, if no one's going to do it, we have to do it ourselves.
We are doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so on top of us doing this podcast, I say we meet weekly.
Yes.
And we discuss creation of a Disney Channel Broadway show. I will produce the music. You write the script.
Perfect.
Wait, why could we be like the next Pasek and Paul?
Ben, we literally could. Ben, should we write a musical?
Why do I think we should? And we should do it
Genuinely.
off of like a Disney Channel show or something.
I mean, we're watching all the DComs anyway.
No, literally. Okay, well, this is trademark. If anybody steals our idea, I swear to God.
I swear to God, you better have switched off. I hope that our retention rate for this week is horrendous.
Does it hit this mark? I'm so genuine, though. I think we should. I think we'd kill.
And that's such a good idea.
We'll have like little weekly meetings
This is so cute.
and we'll discuss.
I can't wait to
love
win
this.
Tonys. Oh my God.
We pitch it to everybody. Yeah.
Any producers watching, fund us in the link below.
Message us. We'll hop on a Zoom call with you.
Don't even worry. We're available when you are.
Literally.
Don't even worry. We got nothing
Oh
on.
my gosh.
We're never busy,
No,
famously.
truly. But yeah, so besides our endeavor to create a musical, do you have anything else to say about this movie that we were talking about 30 minutes ago?
I think that that's it. That feels like a wrap.
I was gonna say I think we can go back to black.
Back to black. Oh, I also would just I thought of this when we were doing Rehab, but there is another important cover of Rehab that we should talk about.
When we were doing Rehab?
When we were in Rehab, do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
Where we met. I did a cover of Rehab with my primary school glee club that I created, and we sang it a cappella at our talent show at my Catholic primary school, and we won the talent show.
Can you put a video for the video viewers?
I wish nothing more than for that to be a video. If someone did record it that day, send it to the link that I have in bio.
Please send it to the file
Dropbox.
request that we have.
Thank you so much.
The bio.
But apart from that, that's all I wanted to mention, that I actually do have a very deep connection to Rehab.
I think before we sign off,
Yes.
what's your favorite Amy Winehouse song?
Valerie, the cover.
It is a cover. I love Valerie. It's
love
so
Valerie.
good. Mine is probably not technically an Amy Winehouse song, but Mine is Cherry Wine by Nas and Amy Winehouse.
Fun. Love.
Yeah, so everybody go listen to the songs.
Linked
They're in the link in the bio. The description.
And the buyer. Let's keep it. We need them to know.
Oh my god. Comment below what your favorite Amy Winehouse song is.
And then we'll copy
tell
and
me
paste
why
it and put it in the description.
tell me why it's Back to Black.
Perfect.
I love Back to Black. Okay.
Back to Black kills. Santana does a great cover.
Oh, I've heard it.
Both dead.
What?
Both dead.
Oh, both dead. Jesus, yeah. Naya Rivera, for those who don't know.
R.I.P. Link
R.I.P.
to
Amy
Death
Winehouse.
Notice in the description below.
Link to obituary
Description below.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I think on that note, we need to go.
We need to go. The description's full.
Or else our obituary is going to be in the description.
No, linked below.
Tell us what you thought of Back to Black. I'm curious.
I'd
and
love
if you
to
hated
hear.
it, I want to know genuinely why. And tell me why it's not Marissa Abella.
Yeah. Agreed.
But other than that, I think we'll see you
Next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Sick.
Sick. Bye.